Good morning. One of my most favorite things in the world to do is to spend time with my dad. Absolutely love spending time with him. When I was a kid, one Christmas, we got him a propane grill. Now this is way back in the day, and so after everything's cleaned up, my dad started taking everything out of the box, and he had all the parts laid out all over the living room floor. And he took the instructions, and he was looking at the instructions, and then he looked at around on the floor. Then he took the instruction, he laid them off to the side. And me, I loved spending time with him and being with him. I thought, well, I'll help read the instructions. I'll just hand him whatever tools he needed or whatever. And so I pick up the instructions, and I sit in the chair next to where he's out on the floor, laid out on the floor. And I have the instructions in my head, and I'm just watching him, and he just starts putting this thing together. I was like, he knows what he's doing. And so I had a trust that he knew what he was doing. And so I set the instructions down and just started watching him. And, if he needed whatever he needed. And so he gets this thing together. And there's this one piece that's still laying in the living room floor. And it's the piece that goes on the front of the grill that has the slots in it for, the knobs and, the OE and OF, and where you mount the igniter. That very, very front piece. And it was still laying on the floor. And he's like, So he picks up the instructions, and he looks at the instruction. And my dad's favorite thing is, well, shoot. And so my dad had to take that grill pretty much all the way apart just to get that one piece on. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Is because, isn't that the way we sometimes are with God's Word? And many in the secular world, that's the way they are with God's Word. They don't, God's Word is our instruction. It's God's written Word. It's His written instruction for our life. Not a rule book, but a guide for us to get to intimately know Him. And through that, it provides instruction, for us to live our lives. And so I'm thinking about that, and I think about that my dad. I trusted my dad that he knew what he was doing, so I started following him instead of reading the instructions. My dad trusted his own knowledge instead of reading the instructions. That's what happens when we don't listen to God. When we don't listen to God and listen to His Word, or we try to do it on our own, we usually make a mess. We don't get it right most of the time. That's what it's for. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Y'all have a blessed day.